Most unselfish player to be a star I've ever been around.
Well, as far as Trendon, his best attribute or characteristic as far as a basketball player probably has to be his IQ.
He's a long athletic kid, but he can really handle the basketball, really see the floor, think the game.
It's just a blessing. It's just a blessing, and we thank God for it.
Here at the little Watford family gathering, as always, a meeting spot. I don't know how I get a chance to be the lucky one to be on this grill all the time, but I enjoy it. Obviously, I enjoy a lot of, family and friends coming over. I've always liked to be the center of hospitality. It goes back to my parents. My mom was a real strong-minded woman herself. My dad passed early, but we had obviously great support from my grandparents, and it sort of spilled over to what I want to see and what I think family values should be.
A lot of what's inside of people comes from the home, and that's one thing with him. He's very comfortable being who he is. He's not trying to be somebody else. He's not trying to, live up to an image. He's who he is. And, I think that's because he's got really good parents and because he's comfortable with himself.
One from him sitting in this chair when he was a young boy to his maturation where he is now. How have you seen that change just progress over years?
He's matured a whole lot, but his feet always been the same size. So he was like 5'8".
Yeah.
Them big feet.
Size 14 long.
Yeah, he grew into his feet.
Yeah.
But he was a good kid, man. You really can't ask for a better young man than Trendon, man. He's humble. He's talented. He makes the grade. And he got a major support system.
6'9" junior forward, 2, Trendon Watford.
Growing up playing basketball here, I know you, at some point, you was the young guy trying to, make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Who were some of the influences?
A lot of players around the city, of course, my brother, watching him play on the big stage 4 years at Indiana on the pro level.
He always been, chasing the ball. Even from my AAU days, Trendon always been running behind a basketball or, running in the wave. So you always kind of knew it. And then, once he started playing organized basketball, he was always the best player out there just because he was so far advanced, you know what I'm saying? He was working out with me, training with me, always around the game, so he always was head and shoulders above everyone he played with.
We've been together for years. Since Trendon was probably 5th, 6th grade, and been working together and then working with Christian. They are a very tight-knit family. Being together, staying together, that type of thing has flowed over to them embracing me into their family. I've actually seen the maturity mentally to be able to handle not just the training that we go through, but just the aspect of the demand that he's gotten as becoming one of the top players in the country.
As an 8th grade, 13-year-old kid, we're playing varsity basketball at a 6A level, the highest level at that time. He led his team to the regional finals to go to the state, got beat in the regional finals, and averaged 20 and about 8, playing against 18-year-old young men.
Coach Trendon, since he's probably 7, 8 years old, I would say for sure, maybe a little before then. When I was in college, I was a point guard. So I didn't know how to train anybody but like a point guard because I was still in college when he was working out with me. So I would just put him through point guard workouts. But then he starts going and playing against guys his own age, and I realized, oh, he's doing all this, and he's 2 heads taller than all these guys. And he's dribbling and handling like a point guard.
I don't have to tell him a whole lot about wanting to get in the gym. Trendon is a guy that he wants to get in, he wants to work, he wants to, sometimes too much. Those kind of things in my mind, play in my mind, I go, this could be something special. This kid can be something special.
Well, as far as Trendon, his best attribute or characteristic as far as a basketball player, probably has to be his IQ. He's a physical specimen. At that, he knows how to play the game. And that's one thing he's learned over the years of, just really putting himself in the best situation to be successful on the court. And, just the different teams that he's played on and the different AAU teams. And then, his opportunities with USA basketball, and just to see him be able to handle that in whatever situation he's put in. He just, he adapts to it and knows how to play and be successful in that.
Most unselfish player to be a star I've ever been around. There's never a time when you watch him play and you're saying, well, he tried to, have a get mine play. I don't mean that like, oh, get mine play in a game or a quarter or a half. I'm talking about like on the season. It's just such a joy to see somebody that good play the right way, because that would translate to the next level and the next level, because it's just a guy's playing basketball.
Look, same deal we talked about. Our biggest deal for us to be a championship team is what? Transition D. That's our only thing that's left. It's the only thing that's left. We're going to take care of the ball here. We're going to attack the zone. You know where the ball screen's occurring. You got to go over the top of that. Okay? All right, let's go, guys. Go ahead, everybody. 1, 2, 3, go.
Trendon, what does the word family mean to you?
Just a bond that can't be broken. My dad preaches family a lot, so, that impacts me, that impacts my career, because I know, at the end of the day, I'm always have them, having that bond together, all of us grew up together, so, that's on people you really look back to.
Trendon followed a little bit of what Christian did. I put the ball in his hand for a couple of reasons. I work for the sheriff's office. I don't have no big college fund. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it to our best ability. We're gonna use this game and this ball to be our pathway or our vehicle to an education, our vehicle to a lot of things that we wouldn't have got a chance to experience.
I enjoy them playing basketball, but besides basketball, it's other things that's very important, and which is education. And we're big on education. I don't bargain when it comes to that, because I feel like if you want to be a good basketball player, then that education go hand in hand. It's such a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because God has blessed them. And we give God all the glory when it comes to basketball. But we never wanted to be where we're above. We just want to have fun and enjoy life. And so we want to embrace the journey. And with him, we are embracing the journey.
We preach all the time. There's a family value of 5 people here. There's myself, my wife, and my 3 children. We lean on each other. We don't lean outside this house, we lean inside of it. And a lot of our leaning comes from our prayer. A lot of our leaning comes from kneeling. Like we pray together.
And I always tell my kids, my relationship with God is my relationship with God. You have to have your own personal, like the old folks say, your own personal relationship with God. And I don't know if you noticed it. Before Trendon or my kids hit the court, they're gonna kneel down and pray to God. Some people may look at, well, that's for sure. No, it's not. That's what we do. That's what we have instilled in our kids. So it's passed down from generation to generation. And that's what I love about the South.
Birmingham, we got nothing but love for it. It's a football state, though, we know that. Don't get it twisted, we got some great talent that done came through here, but as far as the recognition for basketball, why we feel like we don't get that, you know what I'm saying? But, it's always love Birmingham. We grew up over here.
Trendon is a different kid because, he has this older brother. When Christian used to work out, he would take his little basketball. Everything they were doing, Trendon was right along with them. So when Christian made his decision to go to Indiana, I don't think it quite registered with him what was really going on. All of a sudden, Trendon just burst out and just started crying because that's all he knows is his brother. Trendon just took off and just left. and went into the bathroom and said, they taking my brother. Taking my brother. And I was like, no. And that's just show you how close as a family we are.
For Christian, Trendon had a chance to take a back seat and just watch him go through the recruiting process and everything and deal with all like the media and all of that. So I think Christian really had the most impact on him. It impacted me as well for me wanting to play volleyball. Now I tried to play basketball, but it didn't really work out like that. So volleyball was my sport.
I don't want Trendon to follow in that same path I had to go through, you know what I'm saying? I had to go overseas. I just make sure he try to seize every moment, take advantage of every opportunity. Make sure he understand that, make sure we don't get complacent, make sure we keep working.
Those are some of the things I think are going to be favorable for us as we go through this recruiting process on what's the best fit for Trendon? Who has the roster? Who has the experience getting their players better, teaching them to play the game and teaching teamwork and so on and so forth.
Trendon always makes the right play. He always does what's best for the team. You would not say Trendon, is an incredible athlete, has pretty good skill. That's not what you'd say. This is a highly skilled player who's a good athlete.
Just the way he handles himself. Most kids, 6'8", 6'9", got that kind of stardom on them. They don't get too high. He don't get too low. He don't get too big. He can't reach back and help younger kids.
Believe it or not, he is an unselfish player. He's one of the best passers as a big man, and he's always looking to, and make his teammates better.
I've never been the type of player, just score the ball so I can always pass, rebound, do everything else. I look at all of them as my brothers. We've all been in the battles together, so, I try to be unselfish.
All three of my kids have done very well.
As a father, I'm proud of him. He's a very respectful kid. All of them are.
I don't care what agent, what person, what media. I know you got all this publicity going on around you, but
I be here through everything.